Welcome to week 2 of Less is So Much podcast. And like a Terminator, I'm back, baby. This week, I've invited the social media coordinator for Western Illinois University's flagship accounts to get her take on these topics and figure out how she does less with more when it pertains to social media. Welcome to the podcast, Kelsey.
Okay. Oh, we're just starting.
Oh, gosh.
All of that. I'm so confused.
All right. Welcome to the podcast, Kelsey.
Okay.
Oh, no. I got it. Now it's going to be weird because people will be like, he's talking, she's talking. Welcome to the podcast, Kelsey.
Hi. Work time is charm.
That's true. Welcome to the podcast, Kelsey.
Hi.
So how... This is the 4th try, by the way, and that's all we got out of the 4th try is hi. Okay, let's just jump right in. How long have you been a social media coordinator?
Officially at Western, I've only been social media coordinator for about a year and a half-ish. Yeah. Oh, probably a year and a quarter. But I've honestly started doing social media since I graduated college in 2019. I was in an internship at a church for social media, and then I just kind of did it as volunteer work on the side until I got this job. So I've been doing it for a while, but I really got into the thick of it last August. So
Nice. Yeah. Truthfully, though, how long have you been using social media? And what do you feel like your experience is as a whole with social media?
So I've been using social media since I was 16. My mom wouldn't let me get one until I was 16. I was sheltered as a child. Just kidding. I was not. It was a responsible thing to do, trust me. So I got Facebook was my first one, and it was funny because I got emails from people saying like, oh, this person wants to be your friend. This person wants to be your friend. And I'm like, I don't have one. So why is it sending me emails saying that people want to be my friend? So that made it even worse for my teenage self, just seeing all my friends wanting to friend request me when I didn't even have one. So I was like, Mom, when am I going to get one? So eventually, 16. And I would say that it was pretty good. My mom had some rules that she had to be a Facebook friend of mine, and so did my grandparents and my pastors. And that was the ground rules for it, so they could keep an eye on me, which I was like, more than fair. Cool. Yeah. But
you take what you get.
Really receptive. I don't think a lot of teenagers would have been like, I like that. That's fine. That's cool. But just went with the flow. So, yeah.
I feel like it's common story, though. It's close to my own story. I feel like a lot of people, it's either that side of the coin or it's the other side where you fought for everything and hated your parents forever because they didn't let you get a Facebook when it became cool.
Sure.
I don't know. What's your favorite social media currently?
I think it depends. Like, what do you mean favorite? Because the one I currently go on the most, or like the one I'm enjoying most?
I mean, those are good. Which do you prefer?
Okay, I'll just say both of them.
Go for it.
So TikTok I'm on constantly.
Okay.
Half the time for work, half the time for enjoyment.
Sure.
And I like it to a point, but it's getting really addy lately, and I don't love it. But Lemon8 is a new social media platform.
Cool.
That is like interactive Pinterest. So like it's a bunch of people putting lifestyle stuff on there. So like, do you have this issue? Like, this is how I dealt with it. Or I'm doing nails as a side gig right now. So I'm just like getting nail inspo, it's a lot of girly stuff on my end. I'm pretty sure there's some dude stuff in there, but I'm not for sure. Planning a trip to Disney World. Here's the best places to go, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying that one so far.
You said Lemon8?
Lemon8.
Lemon8. I've never. Please tell me that
lemon and the number 8.
That's its. Please tell me that's its social icon too, like something with a lemon.
Nope, it's just yellow, and then it just says in black words lemon, and then an 8.
Oh, what a missed opportunity. I hope
I
that
know, it's
they,
probably going to get better eventually, but it's brand new.
you know, I hope that they reach out to a certain new podcaster that would be more than welcoming to helping Lemonade with their branding.
Yeah. Make
Subtle,
sure
subtle, humble push. Is there one you hate? Is there a social platform you just absolutely hate it, and why?
Twitter.
Why do you hate Twitter? Or
Or
X, as we
whatever
should
it's
call it.
called, which is the stupidest rebranding I've ever seen in my life. But
Agreed.
it literally is like, oh, let's go from, what was it before? Was it always Twitter? I think it was just the icon got changed. It was Twitter, and it was a T at first, like a lowercase t, and then it went to, let's make a subtle jump to a bird. And
Yes.
like, oh, because tweet.
Tweet,
Great.
tweet,
And then it's like X, let's jump off a cliff. So that's how I saw the branding. But I don't like it because it's very unhinged. Anyone can say anything they want on there. And running one that isn't my personal one and not my personal algorithm, it's been
Sure.
on with multiple other people who have been in my position before. So I see a lot of very inappropriate things when I first open Twitter, and I don't super love it. And it's very like, there's no blocking, there's no, like, I've seen horrible things.
Sure.
That I didn't really want to see. And like, to be honest, when I open it in a public setting, that's like what I see, and someone can see over my shoulder and they're like, what the heck are you looking at? And it's like, well,
Bad
this is not my
stuff.
Twitter. So, and I don't know, it's just political, and I feel like it's a dark cloud in the social media because it's all negative things, I feel like. So, it's really why I hate it.
You hate it.
I hate it a lot.
Fair
Don't
enough.
like posting on it, but I do. For the university. I do it for the university.
You do it for them. That's fair enough. She will be tweeting about this later, folks, about how much she hates Twitter and tweeting on Twitter or Xing about it.
Plans.
You'd be Xing about it these days. All right, time to get into a laundry list of things about different social media platforms. So, first one that we're going to talk about, and you had told me at one point that you never had a MySpace, so this will be a great section to discuss something that you never had anything to do with ever. So you didn't have one. Kudos, right?
I didn't.
No?
Yeah, I didn't have one.
Oh, okay. Do you want
My
to...
friends did, though, so I have...
So you're aware of...
My friend. So I am aware of what it looked like.
Okay.
But not, like, in depth, because I didn't ever run it. I just would look at my friends and would look at boys, but we were teenagers, so...
Were you aware of who... You know what a top 9 was then, at least,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Are you aware of who was in just about everyone's top 9?
I'm guessing it was the creator, right?
Yes.
I don't
Do we
I just
know what his
remember
name
this
was?
guy. Was it always like the guy that was like looking over his shoulder? Like,
Yes, it kind of was. He kind of had that kind of look.
I have the picture in my head. It looks like it was taken in the early 2000s or the 90s.
The best time was when he got on Facebook and still had the same
remember
MySpace picture on his Facebook.
Oh gosh.
It was very like blank like. It's a 3-letter word, 3-letter name. It's not Bob.
Well, it's Tom.
Ah, it is Tom. That is who it was. Tom was always in your top 9.
I never had a MySpace. Gotta give me some credit here.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, if I look back on MySpace myself, it was always cluttered. The one thing I did like about MySpace is that you could create your own theme. And I feel like that's something we've lost in a lot of modern social media platforms with how locked down they are. I know how you kind of talked about like Twitter not being that locked down as far as what you say and how it gets out there. But I feel like overall, a lot of the design elements of most of these, like you can't really change your Facebook design. Like you can't add music, which to be fair,
Yeah.
I think that really was MySpace's really cool element to themselves is that you could add music. And I had a theme song for a while. Like people had their own stuff. I thought that was kind of fun. Although it did end up getting very spammy. So there is that.
Logan said that, there was theme songs for every profile that you clicked on. like you could set a certain song, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun.
For those listening, Logan is her husband.
Oh, sorry.
We just dropped some random name like everybody on the internet will know, but it's all good. Did Logan have a MySpace?
I don't think he did.
No,
but
wasn't in a MySpace either.
He had friends MySpaces, and they would check them out and stuff.
That's fair enough. So here's a big one. Did you know that it's not actually dead? Did you know that MySpace itself lives on and is actually 20 years old as one of the oldest OG platforms still available?
I had a feeling, but I never wanted to check it out. But I kind of personally, since I never had it as a child, I kind of want to go make a profile just because.
You can. I looked it up. I was curious. I actually Googled, can I look up my old MySpace profile? And I tried. I tried for about a half hour to see if I was still on MySpace because the internet claimed that you could find your old self. But yeah, it's kind of a far cry from what it used to be. It's a weird, mostly for musicians at this point. I think I remember looking up at some point that someone bought it out and was trying to recreate it, rebrand it a little bit. But yeah, you can.
The Elon Musk again?
Well, I don't know who, to be honest with you. In my Wikipediaing, I did not look up that bit. So that's for the listeners to find themselves. But I did see currently it's only averaging 7 million monthly users, which in 2008, it actually was competing against Facebook. So since then, it has gone downhill quite a bit. So anywho, speaking of its inception, you're going to make a profile still?
I'm gonna make a profile.
You're gonna do it
just for poops and giggles.
We're gonna hold you to it. We're gonna look it up and see if Kelsey Brown is on MySpace in a week or so.
Do the classic, 13-year-old thing where I just put Kelsey $$ this. I'm gonna make my username really crazy.
Kesha can't wait to sue your butt. She's gonna go after you for tons of money now because she's still on MySpace probably.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. Anyway, so we're on to another one. Since its inception in 2004, it's gone by many names: The Facebook, and now Meta, which, as we know, incorporates Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, the new Threads app, and it's all this huge collective social media corporation. And everything still tends to be around Facebook, which is actually the number one social platform in the world, but I know none of us are surprised by that. So there's a lot we can unpack with Meta, and I want to touch on some non-Meta based platforms, but we are going to touch on quite a few Meta questions. So, anywho, easy one. Do you prefer Facebook or Instagram?
Definitely Instagram. Did you want to know why?
I mean, if you want to delve into it, that may make a better reason.
Yeah, Instagram because it's just, I don't know, cleaner, I guess you could say. I feel like when I open it, it's very circles at the top. Then you see post, couple reels, post, and then
circles, squares. People love them.
Here's a chat over here. Here's a message over here. Here's a game you can play. Here's an ad over here. It's so messy that my OCD just is I need to get off of here.
I first thought you were talking about games on Instagram, and I was like, "There's games on Instagram now." But yes,
Facebook,
that
the messy one.
It totally sounds like a Facebook thing, but
yes,
100%.
There's not games on Instagram, thank the Lord.
Not yet, but they might be.
Sometimes they have ads in the stories,
oh, that's true.
Stories, they'll say download this game, but there's no games inside of them. No.
No, that's good. No, I agree with you. I think Facebook definitely has become too bloated. Out of all of its features, is there a favorite Facebook feature? What do you feel?
I would probably say events. Because there was always Evites.
Yes.
Back then. But now for example, a a kid's birthday party, like you can just send out all to your Facebook friends,
Yeah.
which your people in your life are usually like, if they're not on Facebook, then of course you're going to invite them. But like on Facebook, I can easily get it all out to people.
Sure.
Birthday list and like all this stuff, like, and information that can go instantly to their phones. Like I can type in if it's canceled or if it's moving a time or we're gonna have blah blah blah. Like it can go straight to someone's phone or straight to their account saying, hey, Kelsey wrote something in the event that you're going to or you're interested in.
Sure.
So I really like events and it.
I like that the calendar feature of that nowadays, like it's so integrated with your Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, like it just straight to your phone.
Yeah.
Did you have a feature on Facebook that you used to love, but you don't anymore?
Freaking poking.
I remember those.
I
Yeah.
miss poking. Me and my friend Stephanie from high school, we don't even really talk anymore. We're on each other's like social media so we can see our lives happening. But like we used to poke each other since sophomore year of high school, all the way up till they took it away, which I don't even remember. Like it would just be like pop up like Stephanie poked you. I'm like, okay, poke her back.
Yeah, it was kind of subtle.
It was very subtle. Like it was just gone one day, and I was like, oh, because I didn't get notified. Out of sight, out of mind. So, but I miss it because I can't poke her anymore.
Can't poke. I feel like I definitely flirted with Kins a little bit, which for those listening, that is my wife. And no, I mean, did you ever poke Logan on Facebook?
No.
Oh, you had to poke.
Because, like, I don't.
Was it gone by then?
Snapchat took over, Justin.
See, I'm
Snapchat
not a
was
snapper.
What college? I met my husband in college. So we talked through Snapchat. I don't know if you're going to put this on here or not, like, that we're going to cover Snapchat, but
but we are.
Like, okay, well, then I'll talk to you about that later, but we were on there most of the time, and then Facebook was just going downhill at the time, too. So.
Fair enough. My love story was on Facebook. I met her, cheesecake, talked about it. Was like, hey, you like cheesecake? She said, yes, I do. History.
Well, what year did you meet her?
2011, but I was aware of her before 2011.
Yeah, you guys were like
this was prime time for Facebook. Yes, this was prime time for Facebook. These other things you're talking about were not quite on the scene yet. Yeah. They weren't quite. So this one is a question I'm going to ask on all of these. If you were to make a post using the less is more approach, how would you build it on Facebook?
So just a general post, like I'll just use one I used not too long ago. So basically for Western, you want to just build engagement and camaraderie and just basically interest in the university overall when you're posting on there. So I took 2 pictures, same picture, and like added things to it using lovely AI.
Nice.
And it was a spot the difference thing, and I would have them comment, and it was just a fun interactive thing that everyone was just like, oh, well, this is different and this is different. So like that's how I built it on Facebook, because I was getting more likes on it and more comments, and that made the post go higher up.
Yeah.
According to Meta and according to Facebook. So my analytics were going up as they were commenting on a Western thing. So just stuff that gets them engaged. So like, one, I did a reel, but like this will probably be for another social media platform. But basically just saying like, comment below if you feel the same way or like this, and it's just basically trying to build the engagement, and it's easy as 2 pictures saying spot the difference. And I really want to like post 2 of the same picture and not change anything.
Yes.
Spot the difference.
Yes. The evil. Yes, I love that. That is an evil genius mastermind.
People would be really mad though, and then
they'd be like, there is. What would be great though is most people would try to find things that were not there. Like they would, that's just mentally, that is how we would all approach that. And that would be hilarious. I 100% think that is what we should do. Anywho, so on to Instagram, which is founded in 2010. #NoFilter. #, IDK. No, anyway. The fourth largest social platform. So Instagram has changed a lot. What's your current favorite feature of Instagram?
I don't know. I really honestly don't know. I just scroll through it. Probably the reels, because they're starting to be like TikTok where they're doing an algorithm. So like I'm a mom, so I scroll through there and I'll see like a line of baby videos. I'm like, yes, I want to watch baby videos, so I'll watch them. And then also like my nails, so it's like I research a lot of nail things, and I have like a nail Instagram. So there's like whole reels on like nail inspiration, and like they catch me every time. But it's probably my favorite feature. But also how you do stories. There's always something new on there. So like Boomerang was I still love Boomerang. I don't know if people still do, but Boomerang was the thing I absolutely loved the most about Instagram when it first came out.
It is a cool feature.
But so that's probably my second favorite, but the reels are probably my first because they always get me.
That's fair enough.
Videos, visual.
Well, that leads me on with the creation of TikTok and Snapchat. It kind of forced Insta into the video realm. And I'd say looking at it now, pictures are definitely not the focus. I actually read something the other day where I think the Instagram CEO definitely said, no, we are moving out of the photo-based social platform into a video-based platform, which, like you said, Reels and what's the other one? Stories. You've been saying all the sophisticated social media terminology like analytics and all these things, and I'm just thinking like, yeah, I didn't even think about some of those words you're saying, and they're totally on par. Stories and reels, like all of those things are so video based. Do you miss when Instagram was just like a picture app?
Heck yes. I loved it when it was cool to like because like we still have it now on our Instagram for Western, like we have a certain brand we kind of keep towards, but like I love that you could like mix match your pictures, and so when someone went to your profile, it'd just be like aesthetically pleasing just to look at all the photos and how different they are. And I loved how like it was more artistic. Like making videos is something anyone can do. A TikTok dance, anyone can take a cute video of their baby, like taking photos and like showing them off in a pleasant way that people are like, oh, I want to look at more of those photos. It was more an artistic feature, and that's what I really miss about it. So yeah, I do miss the pictures for sure. I love looking back at when it was just pictures on my account, because you still get to see them for your first Instagram posts and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just cool to look back on it and what I thought was artistic worthy. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. It's just pictures, and I wish it was still the same, because it just seems like it's the same. It's same but different.
It's like we used to always post certain pictures for likes and for whatnot. Now it's all reels, and like you try to post certain reels to go viral, and a lot of people are even reusing the same reels. So like you keep seeing the same stuff, and some of these influencer and creators,
it's like my mother.
Yeah.
Because then Facebook has the same thing, because it's all meta.
Yes.
So it's like
you kind of
Facebook's
redo
got
it.
Reels, and so my mom sends me these reels that were actually TikToks at one point, and she's like, oh my gosh, look at this. This is hilarious. I'm like, Mom, I saw that 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Because, well, I just saw it on the reels on Facebook. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Did you ever delete anything? Like, I know some people go to the trouble of deleting things on Instagram. Have you ever bothered to go back through your old junk and like clear it all out?
I think I've always archived. Now I'm going to check. Sorry, I'm going to check. Okay. Yeah. But I'm pretty positive I always archived everything.
So you still saved it?
Yeah, like I'm pretty positive I still have my first post ever. And it was of a of a boy that's now like a man now, and it's just like funny. I don't know. They were over at our house. Like, it's just funny. He's like 20 something now, and they were just over our house for a Cardinals game or something, and it was the most, like, he didn't even know I was taking the picture. I just took a picture, and I was just like, weirdos at my house or something like that, and I was just, it was funny. But I don't think I'm looking at it now, I don't think I ever
It's
deleted
still there.
anything. Oh, I may have deleted, like, anytime there's, like, X's in the picture, or, like,
yes.
you're not friends with somebody anymore.
Cut them out of your life.
Definitely that happened.
Slash and burn them.
Yeah. Oh, no. My first post was a picture, because I used to work at Emo's Pizza, which is in St. Louis.
Shout out to Emo's.
We'll call it Cracker Pizza, but you know what?
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way.
But, like, this is, like, cinnamon bread. It's like, I posted a picture of cinnamon bread. Okay.
That sounds delicious.
That was my first Instagram post ever, and it was on October 19th, which is coming up, 2012. So, that was
nice.
my first one. And it had, like, a little frame that you could do, so it looks like a Polaroid or something like that. I remember that. But, man, good times. And then what follows that is a bonfire. And then the picture of the boy I was talking about. And then there was a picture of a baby glue in my high school that I just thought was super cute, and I wanted to take a picture and post it.
Nice.
The weirdest things, like, I laugh at myself. But yes, they're all archived, so you can't see them, but I can see them.
That's right. Listeners, if you're watching or trying to see those things, you can't find them. They're archived. They're gone forever until they're not.
You're just going to see my baby.
Just baby pictures now.
Baby pictures.
So if you were going to make a post doing the less is more, how would you build it on Instagram? And I suppose you have the option of video or picture.
So with video, I probably would do video. I just did one on the Roman Empire, and I feel like I got a lot of feedback on it. So, like, the trend right now is, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And I posted a video on it.
Literally just earlier this morning. Yeah. Was just thinking about Caesar and how, such a little guy and made pizzas, I thought about that.
Wrong Caesar, Justin.
Well, again, not sponsored by that company either.
Oh, goodness. But, yeah, so I did that, and then I put, like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Comment below. And I had a lot of people comment below, and I built it more and more. And
because they're lying to you.
Got a lot of shares on it, and then you just gotta flow with the trends, honestly, and, like, take what you're doing. So what I do is I do Western Illinois University, and I take the trends that are going on and how can I use them in a college and a university. And so I just take that and roll with it. So mostly what I post on TikTok that's trending on there is usually trending on Instagram also.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so I'll post both of them, and usually it does better on Instagram. But, like, what was it? I did a reel with the football players asking what their favorite Taylor Swift song was. And that one blew up, like, a lot. And people loved it, commenting left and right, saying, like, oh, this is hilarious. Because one guy messed up, and what did he say? I think he was like, oh, that 1978 album or whatever, and someone was like, 1978, it's 1989. So just funny things like that. It gets people commenting and trying to push it into a different way. But yeah, just basically putting stuff on there that people want to see.
Sure.
And building that more instead of just putting like a random like Western Illinois University does this, and this, and this. And students are like, so
yeah.
like, what's that over there? What's a fly? Like, it's important for them to know that, but they're going to know that as soon as they walk through our doors and through our admissions office. It's being on social is supposed to be an enjoyment thing, not an educational thing most of the time. So
yeah.
Just putting stuff on there that's more enjoyable for our audience. So.
Well, and I agree. I mean, then you funnel them down to, like, I've heard someone somewhere, and I don't remember where, so I can't give them credit, but I heard someone say a similar thing like that, where you're supposed to be fun. You throw a bone out there for people, and then you just kind of hope it catches, and hopefully they want to see more of your stuff. And then before you know it, they're like, oh, you sell insurance, 15 minutes or more. Anyway, that's not sponsored by us either. So I really hope that this does get on Spotify, because I don't know. We've said a lot of people all of a sudden, but I think this is how podcasts work, generally speaking. I think you can say whatever the heck you want as long as it's not trademarked. So how about Threads? Is it worth a look? Do you think it's better than X?
I think it has potential.
She gives
feel
it potential.
X needs to be X'd out of the world, and because it just went, you know what I mean. It went a place that it shouldn't go.
Sure.
Like, Threads just seems cleaner when I open it.
I would agree with that.
Like, cleaner meaning nothing inappropriate, but also like no one's had the chance to, and I really feel like Meta is good about cleaning up certain things. Like, sure, there's probably going to be negative comments on there. I think I've seen a couple here and there. But I really think Meta does a good job on like keeping inappropriate things out. You're always going to get spammed with something in your messages or your DMs, but that's just life. And it's just like, I just think it has potential to be something better, be what Twitter maybe used to be. I wasn't really on Twitter in the early days, so I see what it is now, and I dislike it and hate it. But maybe it was great, like when it was a lowercase t icon. I don't know.
People are like, those lowercase t days, those were my Twitter days.
Those are my Twitter days.
Those are my Twitter days.
I just think it has potential of being better, or at least what Twitter maybe used to be. So I'm just hoping it doesn't go to trash like Twitter is.
Yeah, make it not trashed, Meta. Come on, don't do that.
And like, so far I've posted like memes on it, and I just kind of want to make it fun and a little like more about our events going on at our university.
Sure.
And like maybe a little bit like right now, if you're listening to this podcast, if you are a undergraduate non-domestic student, you can apply for free right now in October. Yay! So apply to Western Illinois University.
Probably not sponsored by them either.
No, not sponsored by them at all.
We just work for them, but that's different.
We just work for them.
That's the day job. If you would like this not to be my day job anymore, and this be my day job, sponsor. Galore. Yeah. Go buy her nails. Like, help us live our dreams. Anywho,
this is my dream job. I like this a lot.
It is a dream. I mean, I'm in my dream job too, to some degree. So
I'm very excited.
Back to Threads again. Yes, I will say, back to Threads. We digress. I will say, I thought it was pretty special. I joined week 2. I don't know when you joined, but I joined week 2. So I wasn't week 1.
I first saw it on Instagram. It advertised it. So I joined personally. And then we had a conversation in our office, and we were like, should Western join? And we were like, yeah. So we did.
So we probably week 3, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I will say, I have not been on it for almost 2 months. So like I was there for the first couple of weeks, but then I just wasn't active. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Twitter's the same thing, though, to me. I never really was interested in Twitter. I feel like if you don't have a big following on a social media platform like that, that's just text-based, it might work for a lot of celebrities, but I don't know. It's interesting, and I liked it, and it was a lot more carefree. It kind of reminded me, like we talked about, the Instagram days where it was just pictures. It just felt fun to post on it. But with a lot of things that are fun, I was like, man, I'm bored of this after 2 weeks' time. I don't know. Do you think I should give it a try again? You think I should get back on it?
I did recently, because a trend is up, the Kevin James meme. So I made 4.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to post a little bit. The first one I did was like when you see your professor at the quad after you miss class that morning.
Yep.
It's like, whoops.
Classic Kevin.
They're actually hilarious. I saw the whole photo shoot. I'm like, who in the world got Kevin James to do all this stuff? But
it's great.
Not the point. But yeah, I started posting there, but I just feel like there's just not a. It's not like how TikTok took over the world. It's just, it's there. People are on it, but it's not really. Once Twitter crashes, I think Threads will blow up for sure, and I hope it crashes. But that's just my hope. I can't physically do any of that, people. I'm not a hacker. I'm not anything.
Not with that attitude, she can't.
Okay. Well, how about dropping out of computer science? Because
Bada boom.
So.
Stay in school, kids. So, if you were to make a post with less is more, and I mean, it's already less is more on Threads, do you need to do anything further? Or is you just keep it simple with a meme?
I've been really keeping this one simple because not many people are on it. But yeah, just memes. Like, I didn't even say anything with this past one. I just put that one there. And
boom.
I already got likes on it, and people got more follows actually from it. But yeah, so just keeping it simple. I've just posted memes. Like, my first post was we out here on Threads or something like that. But what was cool is I could tag it to Instagram, and I made it a story in our Instagram. So our 16,000 followers that we have on Instagram saw that and were like, oh, I want to go and see where they're at. So I like that it's attached there. But I already post everything the same anyway.
Sure.
So, but probably less is more is keep doing the memes, and maybe like don't post those memes anywhere else, but share them to my Instagram. I've just kind of been playing with it to how we can get more people to follow us on Threads and build it up higher and higher. Because right now it's just a measly hundreds of followers.
A measly 100. For those of us, though, that only have 5 or 6, a measly 100. I know. It's nothing compared to thousands that others have, though. I get it.
We have thousands on Instagram.
It's a numbers game.
Oh, like 200 or 500 is just wah.
Wah, wah.
Well, when you've been to the top, it's hard to get to see the bottom.
But that's where growth happens. This is where the real stuff is.
That's true.
Maybe.
That's true.
You're just about ready to climb that pinnacle of social media viralness and explosion.
We're gonna blow up. Look out, world.
That's right. In a social media sense, not in a other kind of sense. Anyway. TikTok. Look at the time. Why is TikTok so notorious? Considering it was released in 2016, its Chinese counterpart is Douyin. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Do you know the pronunciation for that?
Heck no.
Okay.
I can't even pronounce English words.
They're both owned by ByteDance. It's actually the successor to the popular video app Musical.ly, which I remember that. Briefly remember it being a thing. TikTok has had several user privacy concerns, potential misuse by sexual predators, spyware, bans in many countries, U.S. presidential ban threats, mental health for teens, and lawsuits. Yet, it's the 6th largest social app in the world. That was all through Wikipedia. That's my sources. But how about that?
Wikipedia is not a source. Haven't you learned anything from college?
You know, I posted on social media, and it is what it is. And, you know, people cite their sources on Wikipedia. I think it's trustworthy. Sometimes.
People just pay to put their crap out there.
Well, you know what? They've really made a very interesting bit to an intro like that. Thank you very much to all our valuable Wikipedias.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, so after all that, what feature do you like most on TikTok? Ooh.
I think the filters. They're such a blast. Like, I love I still watch the TikToks when they're like, I don't need to know what my bucket list is going to be like in 2024. And then they just do it anyway. And, like, I think those are fun. What was the one that was a big one? seeing what she looked like as a man, seeing what she looked like as a baby. Aged is huge.
I remember that. Yeah,
like
those are fun.
Seeing their aged ones, and oh my gosh, I just see my mother every time, and my grandmother use that filter. But I'm freaking out about that one. But the filters are super fun, and there's always a new one that's fun to watch and like fun to do. So
cool.
That's my favorite.
Those are. I do like some of the filters, I will say. Do you think that TikTok has a better user experience than Instagram Reels?
I think so. I think it's just because Instagram is copying off of TikTok and TikTok made it.
Yes.
They made it popular. They did their own thing and they made it popular. And now Instagram's like, oh, let me tag off of that. So, of course, I think their experience is better. They have a whole editing software within their TikTok. So, like, you can just up and open the app and just edit things, trim down your videos. You can add sounds in different places of your videos. You can add text in different places, add transitions, and, like, it's just really cool. And then in Reels, you can't do much of that. You can trim your video, and you can add some text, and you can add stickers and sound, but their audio sucks because you can't find anything good on there. I type in like
trademarks and licensing. What is it good for?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Keeping all those.
My TikTok. Sorry, what'd you say?
No. You go ahead.
When I take my TikTok video and I post it on Reels, but I don't put an audio on it, it recognizes the song that's playing. It's like, oh, did you mean to put this as the audio? I'm like, if I could have found it. Sure. I don't know. So, yeah. So TikTok's just more experienced, has more tools to do what they created TikTok to do. So.
It's fair enough. Yeah. How long do you feel like video trends last on TikTok currently? I feel like they're going through them so much faster.
Yes, it's the most annoying.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
There's a cat trying to climb up my leg, and he impaled me with his claws as he failed at getting up my leg. Anywho.
Okay, so
sorry.
Trends on TikTok.
Trends on TikToks.
Trying to do like a cut.
That's right. Okay, slash and cut.
So, as you asked, trends on TikTok currently are going at such fast rates to the point where I finally see it, and then I'll bring it up to do it in a Western way, and then people are like, oh, that TikTok trend is like so, like, 2 days ago. And I'm
so like, 2 days ago.
What the heck? And I don't know. Because, like, back then, aka, like, 2020 is really when it blew up. Like, it was just, like, dances and little trends like that were, I don't know, original. And I feel like now we have CapCut filters and templates, and people are just like, oh, I'm going to put my videos in this, and it's like, as a snap, like, I'm going to make this TikTok and do it now, post it, and it's a hit if it goes viral or not. It doesn't matter how funny it is.
Sure.
Because so many people are doing it, because it's that easy. But then when I do ones that are like original trends that I have to learn, and I have to actually sit down and edit the videos and like work hard on it, those are the ones that usually go viral, because not everybody can do that. So
that makes sense, though.
It's just the trends are just, now they're all CapCut trends, and it really makes me annoyed. And right now it's the Roman Empire. Well, it was. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's over.
So last century.
And then what's the other one? You put like your phone here, and you go pick up.
Oh yes, the baby trend. Little baby trend.
Baby, like it doesn't matter. I want to do it with my baby one time. I think he'd enjoy it, but
he'd be like, "Mom, this is so 7 days ago."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd say that.
He'd be like, "You didn't get on this trend."
I know, but it's just like. And then now that I'm a mom on my personal one, it's just all baby stuff. And it's just like, I feel like I'm missing something here. But, yeah, it's just, they're hidden. I feel like the really good ones that like can go viral are hidden, and you can't find them as easily anymore. So
That's fair enough.
yep.
As far as posting on TikTok with less is more, how in the very saturated and CapCut filled land of templates do you create something that's less is more that still stands out?
Hmm. It's crazy, like how, like, I don't know how to explain it. Because it seems like it's less. When you're watching, it's like, oh, like, this took 15 seconds.
Sure, yeah.
But in editing, it's so much more. Because it's like, oh, I had to go shoot this, and I had to do that, and I had to... Right now, I'm trying to do a TikTok that's like, how to have a Gilmore Girl fall in Macomb / WIU.
Nice.
So I went to Spoon River Drive today, which was an hour drive to go to Lewiston and like take video of like all that stuff and the scenic drive and all the things. Going to the farmer's market on Saturday, made sure I got video of that. So like it's exhausting, but it's going to be a 30-second video, and people are like, oh, that looks seamless, that looks great, and that's what you strive for with TikTok. So yes, it looks like less, but it's so much more. So I don't know how to explain that, but
I think that's a good explanation. It's a lot of polishing, but it's polished to a point where it makes it look like that, like it was effortless.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something I haven't seen very much, like that trend that was like, if I was a blank according to
Yes,
my husband
yeah.
or something like that, and it was like color, food, all this. Like I saw that trend and I was like, oh, we could do this for Western. And I didn't really see many people do it yet with something different other than your relationship or like just yourself.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna run with this. And it was a lot of editing and a lot of like, I had to it wasn't a template, y'all. It was not a template. It was like I had to go into CapCut, specifically time it perfectly, like to where like text. And
Text.
it's a lot, but literally it's 30 seconds and it was so much more. It blew up, honestly, in my opinion. And
no, I would say
our low following of Western, it blew up. Like, so I don't know. I feel like less isn't more there because you got to do a lot more to make it seem like it's less. Does that make sense?
The work is more, but the outcome is less.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. The work is a lot.
So we are to my favorite bit. LinkedIn, founded in 2003, like the OG MySpace, but much stronger as the 8th largest social network worldwide. It's an app with huge potential and has become very trendy as a go-to social networking platform for professionals and business users alike. Myself personally, I freaking love LinkedIn. I found it to be possibly one of the kindest social media platforms out there. Literally everything positive, or it's worded in a way that even negative criticism tends to sound very positive and like bona fide advice for the next time. So what's your experience with that platform?
It's hard for a social media coordinator to be on this platform because I feel like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, oh, I can say I'm a social media coordinator, but then I'm on a social media platform for it. I don't know. I feel like I can't market it myself very much with it. I don't know where there's a safe space for social media coordinators on LinkedIn where it's like, I feel like graphic design, like you have, like, is a lot more than just one aspect. Like, you can do social media with graphic design, but also printing advertisements and billboards and like stickers and t-shirts, and like it can just be a huge broad thing of it. And I just feel like social media is just like social media platforms, including LinkedIn. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. We have a Facebook page for higher ed social media, and I like there, but I like that page because they say like, hey, I've been getting this lately on my messages. Is this real or is this not? Because there's scammers on Facebook Messenger a lot. Or like, hey, I've seen this trend around. How do you do it in a higher ed aspect? And like, there could be definitely something like that on LinkedIn, but I feel like it's more, this is what I do. This is what I think. What do you think? Just like one-on-one. I feel like it's not really like a group thing. And I feel like social media coordinators are more of a group thing. So I'm not super on it personally. Like, I'm on there. My job's on there. And if people have questions for me, of course they can reach out to me. But I'm not like posting, this is my social media something of the day, like, which would be great, but I don't have time for that. But work-wise, I'm on there a bit. Every time we have a new hire at Western, or we have a alumni, or that has done something significant, or a student that has gone somewhere significant and has done a huge accomplishment that we're sharing, we put it on LinkedIn to show our university as a whole, not just as a university, but as like a business and how we grow as a business side of things. So that's how we use it work-wise. So I'm on there more for work than personally. But
do you feel like personal branding is something that would be useful to you in your LinkedIn journey?
I don't know. I'm more of...
So like right now, LinkedIn's biggest thing is personal branding. Like what you've kind of talked about to some degree, that is what a lot of people are using LinkedIn more or less, if they're not using it for their work or whatnot. Like what a lot of the ones I'm seeing on there, and even what I'm trying to do myself to some degree, if we're being honest, is building up the personal branding. Like you as Kelsey, me as Justin, person listening as themselves, whoever. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Like,
but it's more in a professional sense.
well, somewhat, but like in your sense for social media, like what I've seen some people, it would be like how you've taken all these platforms, but on LinkedIn, you would spin it more in the way of how can you take other people that want to learn these things that you know or that you've been implementing, and basically you would give them tidbits. Like you'd be like, this is a little tiny tidbit of how I'm going to do it. Or you'd be like, this is how I'm going to grow your follower base to 20,000 plus followers because I've done it already here.
I don't know. I just feel like people ask me that stuff when they want.
And then you should like monetize it and post it and make yourself into this big personal branding. It's my favorite platform. It's my favorite. They're so nice. They're so kind. They literally give away things. I will.
Very nice on LinkedIn.
Laura Costa.
Everyone's like, "Yay! Congratulations!"
Yes.
Awesome. Very sweet.
Laura Costa. That is who I will recommend to you. You should look her up. She is turning very big personal branding, social media. Like she's doing an excellent job on LinkedIn. She might be someone you'd be very interested.
Is she a social media coordinator?
I believe she's selling her brand as herself. Like she is teaching people how to do what she's done on LinkedIn for X amount of dollars at her, things. She's not the only person doing it, but she's one of the many people I'm following that doing a pretty good job at it.
Wow, that's great.
I feel like you're like, I'm good with LinkedIn. I'm not that interested. Do you have a favorite feature on LinkedIn, or should I tell you my favorite feature on LinkedIn?
I don't know. I don't think I really have a favorite feature on there.
Oh, well then let me tell you my favorite feature on LinkedIn. Okay. It's newsletters. Newsletters. What started this whole thing? It's that. I tell you, they're the funnest thing to read. They're the funnest things to get involved with. And according to a lot of the people pushing out newsletters, they are the way to bump up your profile with a whole bunch of connections and followers. So I read about that in a newsletter on LinkedIn. I feel like you're like, I don't care about LinkedIn. Stop with LinkedIn.
I just don't. Maybe one
It's
day.
untapped potential. And that's also what I read on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is its best promoter. Like, it promotes itself, all these people. So, speaking of the trendy persona, did you know Ryan Reynolds, Gwyneth Paltrow, Snoop Dogg, etc., they've joined with full profiles and they're actively posting on it? Snoop is very active on this. You being a coordinator yourself, do you think these celebs are actually posting on LinkedIn, or are they just using their coordinators for their brand?
To be honest, maybe Ryan Reynolds is, but I haven't seen his posts. So, but his posts that he posts on like Twitter or Instagram, like they're Ryan Reynolds. You can tell, unless he really found somebody that can take his humor and basically put it out there. But I don't know about LinkedIn. I feel like it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's somebody else. I always feel like it's somebody else with celebrities, because when are they going to have the time to do that? So, the more like lower scale of celebrities that are just like starting up, or they're not as big names as like Ryan Reynolds or Gwyneth Paltrow, like, I feel like, yes, they post on there, but they probably have guidance. Because they really have to watch what they say, so they need.
That's fair enough.
So it's just like Ryan Reynolds is the first one you said. So I'm just like, if he has a personal like thing with acting that he hates, like him sharing that out there, like might be a negative thing to make directors not want to have him on set anymore, which really, honestly, won't happen ever because he's great.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds, I really don't like being Deadpool. It does not fit my personality at all.
I think we need to change the Deadpool red to blue or something like that.
Yes, that would go over very well with Marvel.
That would go over very well. Marvel would be like, okay, see you later.
They'd be like, probably no, that's great. Deadpool would wear blue. We're good with that.
Yeah, sure.
He'll be an X-Man.
Edit it to red.
Be the
like,
X-Men.
Make him wear a blue suit, and then in post they're just gonna make it red.
It can be done. That would be funny.
It can be done. But like, I don't know, they just have to watch what they say.
Yes.
So if someone isn't posting for them, I think they definitely have guidance. Like someone maybe that proofs their post or something like that. And then they post them later. But these people don't have time for it, and they're out there more having like fun or doing something more in front of the media than posting on social media. I don't know.
That's fair enough.
Like, for example, Ryan Reynolds was at like the Jets game last week. I don't even know which one Taylor Swift went to today, but like they were there basically promoting Deadpool 3 because it was Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and then Hugh Jackman. And it's like, because there's rumors that Taylor Swift might be in Deadpool 3. So I just think that's a whole PR thing, like saying, oh, they're hanging out together, so that must mean that they just like got off set or something, or making our brains go crazy.
That is definitely what they're doing.
I feel like they're just too busy. Like, they're not in that box posting. Like, there's definitely like them taking pictures, and maybe I don't know.
That's
I just really think they don't have time for that.
They don't have time.
I don't. That's my personal thing, though.
That's all right.
And they probably definitely have a hand in it. I really think, like, their voice is in there. But they're saying, like, this is what I want to say on LinkedIn this week. Make sure you make these points, but whatever fluff you want to fill it with, you can fill it. So
Fill it with
I just
fluff.
don't think they're personally being like, I'm typing on this, and I'm going to say this, and then post. Because who's got time for it?
I feel like the
I don't even
takeaway
have time for it.
takeaway is fluff. Fluff it.
I run.
Less is fluff. Less is so much fluff.
Less is fluff.
That's the new
I don't
name.
even have time for
Less
it,
is so much
I just
fluff.
don't think they're... Okay, sorry. I'm
Anyway,
rambling.
you're good.
Continue.
So we'll move on to the last one. We're going to move on to the last one at Snapchat. So that was introduced to us with filters and AR, which is augmented reality, in 2011. it does make it as the 10th largest social media network, and that is predominantly among Gen Z and teens. So you can call me old, but I really don't care for Snap, and I guess being a millennial, that makes perfect sense. I'm just kidding. I know a lot of millennials like it, but I just really don't. But I find a platform where disappearing things, this is why I'm not really a big fan of stories either, but disappearing chats and videos just doesn't appeal to me at all.
They don't disappear fully, Justin. They do not disappear fully.
Well, see, I'm not on Snap, so I wouldn't know this. What's your favorite feature of Snap?
Favorite feature currently as a working side of it, because I only do it for work now. Is stories. I can put, because like Instagram, you post a story, 24 hours, it's out here.
Fair enough.
Unless you put it in a highlight in your profile. So for Snap, you can put up to, I think, like 5 days, like a week, your story being on there and flowing. So right now I've been putting like 2 days on there just to see how many views we like get. And I'm trying to build our analytics on Snapchat right now. I'm trying to put more on there because I kind of forget about it sometimes. So, not gonna lie.
Redheaded stepchild.
I do. I forget about it.
Poor
I'll
thing.
I'll say that to my boss. I'll say that to the office. Like, I forget about it sometimes.
Dun.
And I feel like she knows that. But I've been lately trying to build it back up. I'm like, oh yeah, Snapchat. But yeah, so my favorite feature is like making it last longer, so I can see if people are like, they don't go on Snapchat all the time, or
Sure.
they at least don't look at people's stories all the time on there. They're just snapping their friends or significant others, so it's all they care about. So I feel like keeping it on there longer gives us more views in the long run. And I don't think there's anybody with a story platform that has that option right now besides Snapchat. And I really like it. So,
do you feel like there's any given reason why Gen Z likes it so much more than any other generation likes Snap?
I think it's because it's just like they don't have to, I don't know. It's like a chat between you and someone else.
Sure.
You can see someone's location if you have it on.
I was going to say the location feature might be something that they're interested in too. That doesn't interest me as
because they
much.
want to know if their boyfriend's at this
Yes.
other girl's house or something like that. And then also it's like a chat between you and someone else. You don't like, I see so many teenagers like just doing like, they're talking to me, like literally conversations, and they're just like they'll move their phone to the side, like to the side of them, not even their face, they're just like something, or they're looking like this down at their phone, and that's the Snapchat. And then they type whatever they want to. It's basically texting, just putting a picture on it.
Yeah.
And the picture could be just pitch black. Like, I remember I would just, like, if I was at a place or something that I didn't really want anyone to know I was on my phone or something like that, I just would make it dark and then type whatever I want to. And I'm just like, this is just text messaging. So,
yeah,
I think they like it because it's just spur of the moment. You're not really, you're just taking unlimited selfies and just saying, like, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, well, cool. You want to hang out? Like,
it does kind of have the selfie nature. It really does.
That, and also, I think it still happens. I'm not for sure, but like if you have a snap streak with somebody, that was huge.
I have heard several teens talk about their snap streak and how they don't want to lose it, and they're frustrated when they do lose it.
Yeah.
That is an interesting thing that it does that no other socials 100%. Are really doing that.
Yeah, they aren't, but it kind of can be like a mental health aspect to it. Like, for example, my now husband, we were like on Snapchat all the time. That was our flirting social media platform.
Sure.
And there was like a yellow heart that would be there, and that meant like your top friend or something like that. I don't remember. But sometimes it would switch to like another emoji where it's like, oh, he's your second top friend.
Uh-oh.
Or like, you're his second top friend.
Trouble in paradise.
oh my gosh, Logan, who are you Snapchatting? And it's usually his friend Mitch, Mitchell Flynn. I don't know if anyone knows him, but it's usually him or his friend Randy or something like that. And then they just snap him more than I do because I see him more than Mitch does or whatever. So that's always like something I was like, who the heck is he snapping? Like, and then your mind just goes crazy. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I bet they have a new best friend, or they have a new girlfriend, or they have a side chick or something like that. And it just kind of goes out of control. Your mind can go out of control with that.
So, it can go very much.
Especially Gen Zers. So.
I like that, though. That kind of leads into the next little bit. I was going to ask you about Twitter, but for the sake of time and the fact that I was going to say, you just want to exit out. You're like, I don't even care. Don't ask me questions.
Stop using Twitter and move over to Threads. We have a new opportunity. Let's use it.
Nice. But you heard it here.
You heard it here.
So you touched on it. Mental health. What effects do you think all these social, and you could pick one, like, I mean, you mentioning Snap, but it could be TikTok, it could be Facebook. I mean, I feel like they all kind of have different mental health problems that they could cause. I think Instagram definitely has been noted a lot, same with TikTok, but what do you think as far as the mental health bits? What you've seen in teens, what you felt in yourself, maybe even, what do you think mental health wise?
My gosh.
Less is more.
It is my job.
Ha Boom.
But it is, unfortunately, there is a huge cesspool of negativity in all social media platforms. All of them. Doesn't matter what it is, and it can be private messages, it can be mean comments, it can be whatever. And especially if it's private, it's hard for other people to stand up for other people, and
sure.
It's huge. Honestly, if my personal opinion, especially Gen Zers, please listen to this, or something like that, teens, whatever, Gen B, I don't even know what generations we are on now.
Alpha. Alpha's the next one.
Alpha is?
Okay. Yep. Gen Z is that, and then Alpha. So our kids, they're alphas right now. Yeah.
So there's an alpha?
He's an alpha.
Cool. But listen to me. Please delete or log off of your social media page if anything toxic ever comes to a point where you are feeling. If you log into your social media and you are feeling down about it, log out, take a break, take off for a week. Yes, it's my job, and I thrive off of you guys commenting and all this stuff, but your mental health is 10 times more important than any of our marketing. So
yes, I would agree.
It's very unfortunate, but people hide behind computer screens and phone screens and say what they freaking want instead of saying it to your face. As the wonderful Taylor Swift says, say it in the street, that's a knockout. Say it in a tweet, that's a cop-out. So
nice. Just
to quote her lovely song. But yeah, just log out, take a break, evaluate what's happening. If it's someone you know, please confront it or tell someone about it. Tell an adult, tell a therapist, somebody. You need to talk it out instead of just keeping it on social media or inside. Just please talk it out and block those people too. Don't let it happen to you. Just be I don't need this in my life. Negativity, yeet. I don't even think yeet is a thing anymore. But
swipe it left, right?
Yeah.
That's
also, please don't add strangers to your social media, and please keep your accounts on private. That's my advice to all you people out there, especially Gen Zers and young teens, because people are rude and the world is evil. So
yeah,
mostly evil. People are evil and imperfect. So please only add who you know, and if you don't know them, just delete. Be weird. Be rude. Stay alive. So.
Oh, God.
That is a Crime Junkie
wow.
quote. I had to put it in there. I had to put it in there.
I love that.
It's very true. Honestly, I would tattoo it on myself because, like, a lot of girls, especially me growing up, like, not waving to somebody that is your parents' weird, creepy friend, like, was rude.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you not wave or smile at a
Sure.
person on the street? Like, it seems like you're rude. And it's like, yeah, you need to be rude. If people are creeping you out, don't feel like, oh, if I don't add them on Facebook, then I feel like I'm being mean or something like that. No, just be weird and rude, and they'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Well, and I think on social, especially when there's so many weirdos on there and there's so much, like you mentioned, negativity, you got to look out for yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's a minefield. I would like to describe social media as. If you know the right path and you know your algorithm that you want to stay on, and
sure.
I feel like just keeping the good people in your life, the positive things in your life, and there's a lot of other stuff with mental health, like going on TikTok and seeing all these people that have the perfect, for a mom like me, have the perfect clean house and do their
unrealisticness.
They watch their toddlers all day long, and it's just blissful. They color in the corner and like this, and it's all unrealistic, and you know that in your head, but you're seeing it, and you're like, oh, I need to be that way, and it's like, no, you don't.
No.
So even if that is happening, no one's attacking you,
yeah.
but you feel like you are attacking you by watching these videos, take a break. So
those are all good. Those are very good advice.
Yeah.
Hopefully people follow it.
I hope people follow it. A lot of teens, they don't want to follow it because they're like, that's my life.
I know.
It's like cutting off a lifeline.
That's right.
Like cutting the umbilical cord.
The snap streak, you can't just break it for the sake of mental health. Like, how dare you?
But breaking a snap streak will cause attention and will actually make your friends that you have snap streaks with actually reach out to you personally and say, hey, are you okay?
And you'd be like, no, we got bad blood, Billy. That's what's up.
No, you said this, and this, and then Molly told me this, so that's the thing. And then they actually have to talk about it and actually communicate.
And you're like, we can't just shake it off anymore.
No.
I know. Yeah, I tried to throw my Swiftie lyrics in there. Anywho, are you planning to let your kids use social media if it's still a thing in 10 years? I'm sure it will be a thing in 10 years, but...
Oh, it 100% will be.
Are you going to let them use it?
Yes, but I'm going to probably do what my parents did.
Some safeguards?
I don't think we really... Like, we had safeguards, but I'm not 100% sure. We had a family computer. It was smack in the middle of our living room where everybody could look over your shoulder at any moment. It wasn't like behind a closed door or anything. It was just out in the open in a public room. It was everybody's computer. It wasn't just mine.
Sure.
So my parents could check my history at any point in time. So I think it will be that, and it will probably be 16.
Yeah.
For my kids, to get social media. There might be some that I can like monitor more closely that I might let them get a little bit earlier, like Facebook or Instagram. But
they'll be like, that's so lame, Mom.
Touch my children.
They're like, we don't want to join that. It's for old people. We don't like those. They'll be like, well, what about TikTok? They'll be like, that's for our older brothers and sisters. We don't like that either.
Yeah.
There'll be something new in 10 years. You know there will be. Based on how these things worked.
And I'll just evaluate it on that. And especially with my job being on there and knowing the algorithms and how to run all of them. It's just something nice. Like, I think Be Real is a really good one that my child can start on. I think it's really simple. Like, what are you doing right now? Boom. Like, one post. You can't edit it. You can't hide it. You can't, if you don't want anything embarrassing, like, you can't have multiple accounts. That's a big thing, too. You can't have multiple accounts. You are one phone number, one person, and that's your account. So...
No fake IDs on socials.
No fake IDs, nothing. It's just, I think it's a very pure form of social media.
Nice.
So I think I would start with there. But yes, I will let, currently we have just a little boy right now, but I'll let him have it when he's a little bit more mature.
That's
Definitely
right.
won't be like 10 years old. Sure, have a Facebook. I got outed by like 11-year-old one time, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Why are you on here? Why do you need to be here?
No, I get it. It's a struggle.
YouTube's another one I probably won't let me.
Yeah, we didn't touch on that one, but that's true. That's where a lot of the kids are at, truthfully.
Yeah,
I love it.
'cause
Has social media forever changed your life?
I would say yes, because it's my job. It's changed my life in the aspect that I get to do this for a job.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to talk to me about social media platforms.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. Smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to tell your mom, especially the mom that tells you more is more is more. And you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. Justin logging off. Bow, bow, bow.